Do you have any fear or resistance towards dating younger men because you're afraid you might be too different from them to create the sort of connection or relationship that you want? Well, I'm here to show you why that's simply not true and how to bridge the age gap and have great relationships with younger men. Hi there, Matt Shaffer here, your empowerment, connection, and relationship coach. I'm a former attorney who's committed his life to supporting women like you in creating the sort of fun, fulfilling, dynamic relationships with men that you are so worthy of. And I'm really excited about this topic, how to bridge the age gap, right? Because there are lots of great younger men out there that would love to connect with you. And so often there's this perceived gap between us, right? And so we're going to dispel that, and I'm going to show you how to connect with them in a meaningful way. But before we do, take a second, hit that little subscribe button, and don't forget to click the link in the comments and caption. I have created a great training that's really going to help you connect with men at a deeper level. So let's start off by looking at what you might be telling yourself around dating younger men. You might be saying that they're too different than you, right? They've had too many different experiences. Maybe they're not mature enough. They're not evolved enough. They're not developed enough. Maybe they're going to see you as being too old, right? Or that you won't be able to keep up with them. You're afraid of how they're going to be perceiving you. Well, I want to put all those stories to rest because they're simply not true. And I'm going to give you 5 simple mindset shifts you can use today that are going to help you bridge the gap and create deeper, more fun and fulfilling connections with younger men. Now, my first tip on how to bridge the age gap with younger men, and this is very important, this is the foundation, this is what you get to leave at the door, is that you get to release all your judgments and projections around who younger men are, what they're looking for, and what a relationship with them gets to be. You get to release all of that stuff and really see and experience the man before you, because I know there are shows like Cougar Town and there's a lot of social conditioning and narratives around that younger men are only looking to take advantage of older women and all of this stuff. But I'm here to tell you, those rules simply do not exist. And there are a lot of younger men who are craving and looking for a meaningful, healthy relationship and healthy connection, and they just happen to be attracted to and drawn to older women. So recognize that this whole ulterior motive and manipulative agenda that society has told us is the only way that age gap relationships work, it's not real. And if you enter into getting to know younger men and you have released all that stuff, you're going to be much more present and you're going to be much more open to experiencing the man in front of you, which is going to lead to a much more meaningful and more fun connection with him. And my second tip is, as you're talking to younger men, whether it be online or at a bar or anywhere, don't be dismissive or condescending or talk down to them about their experience or any gaps that there might be in it. Because yeah, maybe the younger guy you're talking to never learned the Dewey Decimal System, and maybe he's never used a corded phone, or he never had one growing up. He may have had a wildly different experience than you in his own growing up process, but it doesn't mean that it's any less than what you've gone through and what you've experienced. If you do that, if you are dismissive or you talk down to him about the fact that you've gone through so much more in your life, you're actually increasing that age gap, that perceived age gap. That's really all it is a perception, right? A perception of difference. And you don't want to emphasize that or really draw attention to it, especially in a negative, condescending way. So as he's sharing his experiences and his stories and what he's gone through in his life, honor that. Ask him follow-up questions. Really show that you're curious and open to him sharing his story. And even though it may be very, very different than yours, your interest and your presence is going to help bridge the age gap between you. Because if he can feel that you're giving equal value to his experiences and his stories that you're giving to your own, he's going to feel really seen and appreciated by you, and that you're not seeing him as less than you just because he may be a little younger than you. And my third tip here is, don't fixate on the age difference when you're talking to him, right? You as the woman, you are the communicative and emotional conductor of the relationship. So in the way that you talk to him and connect with him, you're setting the stage for how you two communicate with each other. So you got to recognize that if you spend all your time sort of bringing things back to the fact that you two are a different age, you are deepening that divide between you, and you have the power through the way you direct the focus of the conversation to focus on the things you have in common, right? The shared experiences that you have, the shared beliefs that you have, the fun dynamics that you have together. And I would invite you to take the power that you have as the conductor and use it to guide the focus of the conversation in a way that helps him understand that you two aren't so different after all, even if you may be a different age. And my fourth tip to bridge the age gap, which is the other side of what I just shared, is while you don't want to fixate on the age difference between you, don't avoid it either. Be willing to play with him about the difference in age and experience between you. Don't be afraid to tease him about it. Remember that your age and your life experiences are an important part of your frame. And one of the most critical things when you're getting to know a man is to hold your frame with him and playfully tease him about the differences between his frame in your frame. So the fact that you're a little older than him and maybe you've had some different experiences than he had, it's actually perfect opportunity for you to play with him and tease him about the differences between you. Don't avoid talking about the age gap. Use it as a funny way to play with him. For example, you could ask him, "Oh, so where were you when Kennedy got shot?" "Oh yeah, you weren't born yet." Or just say to him out of nowhere, "So do you realize that while I was graduating college, you were learning the alphabet?" In short, don't tiptoe around the age gap or the difference in life experience you have like it's some elephant in the room. There's nothing wrong with it. There's nothing weird about it. And it can provide some really great material for you to go back and forth with him. And my fifth tip to bridge the age gap between you and a younger man and evaporate these perceived divisions between the two of you is to get out of your head about it, get into your body, and have fun with him. Go dancing, have shared playful experiences, get into motion, get both of you in an experience, a shared experience where you can just be present with each other, where you can both, regardless of your age, revert to the little boys and little girls that we all are at heart. So you as the feminine get to invite him to step into his power and plan spontaneous adventures with you. Go on a hike, go camping, go on a spontaneous trip to an arcade. Anything that allows the two of you to get into your bodies and have a fun shared experience together is going to absolutely melt these perceived differences we have based upon our age and help us connect with the fact that at the end of the day, we're all just people looking to have fun and have deep, meaningful connections with each other. So if you can embrace these 5 simple practices, it will bridge any age gap that you have between you and a man you're looking to get to know. And that first practice was release all your judgments and projections around younger men, who they are, what they're looking for, how they see you, and what a relationship between the two of you has to look like. Just let all that go and see and experience the man before you for who he is. Secondly, don't talk down to them or dismiss them just because they may have less experience than you or they may have different experiences than you. When you do that, you create a negative focus on the age gap between you, and it's not going to create the sort of connection that you're looking to foster with him. Honor and hold space for him to share his experiences, and through asking him questions and being a great listener, help him understand that you respect what it is that he's experienced in his life, even if it is vastly different than what you've experienced. The fact that he doesn't know the Dewey Decimal System and you do doesn't mean that you're any more accomplished or worldly than he is. And thirdly, don't fixate on the age difference between you. Remember, you're the conductor of the communicative aspects of your relationship. So if you make the dynamic of conversation between the two of you constantly coming back to the difference in age between you, you are going to build it up to be a bigger deal than it is. But on the other side of it, don't avoid addressing it either. Recognize that your age and your life experience is an important part of your frame, and that there's nothing wrong with you acknowledging the fact that he's a lot younger than you and that you two have different experiences. In fact, it's a great opportunity for you to tease him and play with him and help activate him, because at his heart, he is a little boy. And lastly, get out of your head, get into your body, and just go have fun shared experiences with each other. Go dancing, go on hikes, go on adventures, and do things together that help the two of you truly become present to the person before you. So I hope you're able to use these 5 tips to bridge the age gap with younger men and create some fun, expansive connections and relationships with them. So get out there and have fun. But before you do, if you enjoyed this video, take a second, hit that little subscribe button, and don't forget to click that link in the comments and caption. I have created a great training that's going to help you create better, more fulfilling relationships with men of all ages. Thanks so much for stopping by, and I'll see you next time on my YouTube channel. Bye-bye.